Thank you, Governor. Next up, we have Sonia Rincon from 1010 Wins. Sonia, your line is now open. Please unmute your microphone.
Hi, Governor. Question about New York pops up in the performances and performers. Will these be union performances? As you know, many union performers now no longer qualify for their usual health insurance because they barely worked in 2020, and unions help set safety guidelines.
I would have to, Sonia, first, good to hear your voice, Sonia. I do not know is the honest answer. So I would have to check. The question is, are all the performers union performers? I don't know. I will check and I will have them get back to you.
Thank you.
Next question, operator.
Thank you, Governor. Next up, we have Narmeen Chaudhry from WPIX. Narmeen, your line is now open. Please unmute your microphone.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I want to ask you a bit of clarity in regards to the healthcare workers. You essentially said this is a final week for hospitals to get their healthcare workers, get the vaccines that have been allocated to them. But a point of clarification, could they change their minds? Do they have to go through the state like everyone else when it comes to that time that they perhaps want it later on? Also, I want to slip in one more quick one. Long Island, you've mentioned for a couple of weeks as being a problem area, but I have not seen them included in the micro-cluster strategy yet. Is there intention to do so?
Yeah, I only heard about 1 out of every 4 words. So I think I get the gist of the question. The healthcare workers, a hospital has had over 8 weeks to vaccinate their healthcare staff, okay? And these are people who don't have to go anywhere else. They're in the hospital, just come to in the hospital, give you the staff in the hospital. I have been pushing every briefing, hospital management to get as many hospital workers vaccinated as possible. We're up to about 75%, which is good. When we started, we were like in the low 60s. There is going to be a percentage of people who will not take it, and I understand that. There's a differential now between the Black and Hispanic community that has a higher declination rate than the white community. We're working on that. But you're at 75%. Is the declination rate about 25%? Maybe. But it's been 8 weeks, and we've done everything we can, and we're going to use the excess. Anybody who changes their mind, we get from the hospitals on a nightly basis how many people are on their staff who have not declined and would take it. And we'll make sure anyone who will take it will have the allocation. We just don't want to allocate more than we're needing. That's true on the hospital program, that's true on the nursing home program, and that's true for the second dose program. Allocate what you need, but not more than what you need. A hospital worker who changes their mind, the hospital says, I need some dosages for them, and the hospitals will continue to get an allocation, just not as great as they have been getting. The nursing home program, I believe there is excess in that program that we can reallocate. Second doses, I believe there are some people who are not coming back for the second dose. And I believe we can use better allocate that excess. So we're doing that across the board. Let's take one more, please, operator.
Thank you, Governor. Your final question comes from Andrew Siff of WNBC. Andrew, your line is now open. Please unmute your microphone.
Good afternoon, Governor. So with regard to making appointments for the comorbidities, if I understand correctly, your website will open with that as a possibility on Sunday. We're talking about potentially millions of people in these categories. How ready is the state's portal to accommodate that? And should people expect it to be sort of sold out and filled up almost instantly?
I think, Andrew, I will confirm either Melissa or Larry or Howard or Kelly on the time it's opening. Look, you are right, and let's state it even more bluntly. 10 million New Yorkers are chasing 300,000 vaccines. 10 million New Yorkers are chasing 300,000 vaccines every week. That's what's happening. So, yes, expect the portals to open, expect the appointments to be booked very quickly, and this will be an ongoing tension until the supply is greatly increased and dramatically increased. Look, if you got the supply up to 500,000 a week, right? You're still talking about months. So yes, this is going to be a long, anxiety-producing time. Well, how did we get here? I don't know. Why the federal government didn't order enough vaccine last year is one of the great questions in life. Operation Warp Speed, if you remember, was the federal program that was doing the vaccines. How we wind up in a situation where the taxpayer spent billions to expedite the vaccine, except we didn't produce enough. I don't know. But that happened at a federal level. Melissa, Larry, does anyone know about when the appointments open up?
They're going to open up on the 14th, so it'll be that morning. I anticipate it'll go live just after midnight. There will be a crush. This will not be perfect. We've made a lot of changes since the vaccine website initially launched to be able to handle much more volume. I think the system itself has smoothed out. There are people constantly on a daily basis right now, hundreds of thousands of people on that website refreshing. That traffic is only going to increase. As a reminder, you can also do this through your local health department.
She's given me the goods that I wanted on this.
Say it again, Andrew?
Sorry, Andrew?
Andrew was talking to someone else.
Well, in any event, the local health departments are also going to be doing this. As the governor said, we're taking the allocation that was going to the hospitals that have finished their hospital workers, and we're giving it to the local health departments. And so you should also be consulting with your local health department in the city. Obviously, the city has a lot of city-run sites on how they're going to do this. They may be doing it differently. We're giving them that flexibility. So the state sites are going live on the 14th. The local health departments will announce on their own how and when they're going to take appointments. And so be looking to your local health departments for that guidance as well. But everybody should go into this with their eyes wide open. It's going to be frustrating. It is going to be a crush. There are going to be problems. It is not going to be perfect, and everyone's going to do their best to try to, in real time, catch glitches and get things up and running. But it's going to be a tough period here.
Yeah, and again, Andrew, calibration of expectations. I said when we announced this, I announced Matilda's rule, right? We knew this was going to happen because the federal government said they were going to increase the supply, and then they never did. And Matilda's rule was understand the reality of the situation. 300,000 people chasing, 10 million people chasing 300,000 vaccines. That's the reality. That's not going to change for months. For months. So if you think, well, I'm eligible, well, that means I can get one next week. No, because you still have to deal with the fact that there are only 300,000 doses and 10 million people chasing the 300,000 doses. That's the difficulty in this situation. That's the difficulty that the Biden administration inherited, by the way. And what you'll see is people's patience will get frayed more and more, because this is going on for months at this rate, 4 months. So Melissa's point is patience. Yes, patience, and they need to understand the facts, why this is happening. It's not because there's a portal problem or a software problem or it's because you have 10 million people chasing 300,000 vaccines every week, and that's not going to change. Okay, thank you very much.